Okay, so today I'll be covering why I think these skins are going to be a good long-term investment. Now, before I get started, I do want to stress that this is just my personal opinion. This isn't financial advice. These are just skins on a game. I feel like I shouldn't need to say that, but just in case, you know. So the case that we're going to be covering that I think would be a good long-term investment, when I say long-term investment, I'm talking anywhere between half a year to 5 years time, is the Csgo weapons case, and there are a few primary reasons for this. Number one being this skin right here. This is a StatTrak AK-47 pattern 661 blue gem. It does not exist yet. Now, the craziest part about that is the Csgo weapons case is actually one of the first weapons cases introduced into Csgo all the way back on actually my birthday, August the 14th, 2013. I wasn't born in 2013, August the 14th. Anyway, which makes it crazy that the AK-47 factory new pattern 661 in StatTrak does not exist yet. Now, there's been quite a few prices thrown around as to when this skin is created, what it will be worth, and it kind of ranges anywhere from around 500,000 all the way up to maybe 1.2, 1.3 million. It's difficult to put a price on something that doesn't actually exist yet, but that's kind of the price range that people put on it for when the skin is actually created. And the reason why I think the Csgo weapons case and the skins inside are going to be a good long-term investment is primarily because the Csgo weapons case is no longer available to purchase directly from Valve. It only occurs as a rare drop from playing in-game. Currently, these cases are already selling around the £50 mark, so you can clearly see there has been a dramatic increase in price when you used to be able to buy them way back in 2014 for a much cheaper price than what they're going for today. And obviously, the main reason for that is supply and demand. There is a high demand for these cases because people want to create this skin which doesn't exist yet, which can be worth up into the millions, and the supply is ever going down because there is a interest in it. There's an interest in people buying it. The only difference is the case is now so expensive, the amount of sales per month has dropped quite significantly, but I still think because this item is now a rare drop and only appears in-game every now and then, very infrequently, the amount being opened to the amount being dropped is causing there to be less and less within the game.
What? Stop! What?
Which has also drove up the prices of all of the skins within the case, even from the ranging from the blues, which are the lowest quality condition skins you can get in there, which are still selling for a very high amount considering they're the lowest tier skins, all the way up to the reds. Even the reds past the point of the AK are selling for a lot of money also. Another thing that will make the AK case hardened so rare, especially pattern 661 in factory new, if you are to open one of these cases, you have a 3.2% chance of unboxing it at all, just in the pink quality, let alone the chance of unboxing it in factory new StatTrak. The odds are much lower at more around 0.32%. So currently the Csgo weapons case, just on Steam, where we're going to kind of be pulling these numbers from initially, there's around 534 of them listed at the time of recording this. Obviously that's going to change, people selling them, people buying them daily, but at the time of recording there was around 534 available, and let's just say it was 500 at £50 each. That's 25 grand just to open all of the cases on the Steam market, which is quite a lot of money. And like I said, they're discontinued, but they can still be a rare drop at the end of the game, so the supply is ever going down and the demand is still ever going up. The two skins out of this that I think will be kind of the best long-term investments, again, personal opinion, is the StatTrak factory new dragon tattoo, which is the purple tier skin. Averagely on Steam, they're kind of selling for around £130 at the moment. Currently, there's about 53 of them available on Steam and 148 of them available on Buff. So let's just say around 200 in total are currently available on those two marketplaces, which isn't really that much at all. And then the next one is the M4 Darkwater, which again is, you can only get it in StatTrak minimal wear, which is currently selling for around £100 average Steam price. There's about 58 of those listed on Steam, about 107 of them listed on Buff. The reason why I'm mentioning these two skins in particular, they can be used in trade-up contracts at an attempt to get the StatTrak AK Blue Gem pattern 661 in factory new, which is why I think these skins are kind of vital in this whole thing. And the crazier part is there's already, as I said, that whole supply and demand thing. The prices are pretty crazy for these level of skins, at about £130 to £100 just for the attempt at the trade ups. And obviously, again, supply and demand, more people are going to be buying, you know, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these skins to throw into a trade up contract with a few other maybe cheaper skins at about like maybe a, I don't know, 33% odds at hitting the AK. And people are just using them up because, you know, you can spend £300 to potentially get a skin that's worth millions. So it kind of makes sense in a lot of people's eyes to be doing this, and it all kind of falls back to the fact that these skins, these cases that the skins come from, are now a rare drop, which means they're not being opened very often, they're not dropping very often, but they're being opened kind of quite frequently. So the skins are only going to be getting rarer and rarer, and I can't see Valve re-releasing this case at any point in the future, just for the case of how old it is, and they haven't done it as of yet. Valve not re-releasing this case is a very important statement within this, because if they did, obviously this would cause the prices of these cases to tank, because the limited supply would then become pretty much an unlimited supply, which I don't think they would ever end up doing. The only other alternative of what could happen is they discontinue the case completely and it no longer becomes an end of game drop. That's not unheard of. They have done it before with things like the 2013 esports cases. They would completely discontinue. They are no longer dropped in the game at all. So what exists is what exists. And if that is to happen with these specific cases also, obviously all that's going to do is increase the price. Now, with the numbers of these skins and these cases that I mentioned that do currently exist on Steam and Buff, obviously there are going to be more than that. There's likely quite a lot of these skins and cases, again, unlisted, that are in people's inventories, that are on private, so they haven't been registered, or they're in dead accounts of people who used to play the game, forgot their login maybe, or just don't play at all and will never touch Csgo again. And also, I'm sure there are a lot that are currently sat in banned accounts which will never see the day of light. So combining all of this, I feel pretty confident personally that the prices of these items are only going to rise in the long run, because I don't see Valve re-releasing this case anytime soon into the game. I don't think they'll ever do it. If they do anything, all they'll do is discontinue it so it's no longer a rare drop at the end of the game, which just means that the supply will become even more limited than it already is. And the prices of these skins are just going to continue going up whilst people are chasing that StatTrak AK. There's a lot of talk about China really going hard for it. Sparkles always tries trade ups for this. I've seen Zipple try them, I've seen Honorpixel try them. People are really chasing this skin because it is kind of a legendary skin that does not actually exist yet. So I think all that's going to do is, as people are trying to chase this, they're going to be opening more of the cases, they're going to be doing more of the trade up contracts, which ultimately is going to result in the prices of these skins continuing to rise all the way up until that skin is hit. I hope that explains why I think this case and these skins could maybe be a good investment for the future. Again, I think it will be like a long-term investment, maybe half a year up to 5 years time. Personally, again, it's all just personal opinion. It's kind of the way that I see things like this going, and it's already kind of in motion of happening for the fact that the cases are £50 each, the skins are already well over £100 each, so it's already kind of in motion of happening. I can just see this rising maybe a little bit more coming into the future, so I think it could be quite a safe bet, just because I can't see Valve reintroducing this case into the game at any point soon. Let me know if there are any cases or skins that you think would be good long-term investments down in the comments below. I hope you guys have enjoyed this short video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.